How's it? Today is Friday, October 18th. I have a plan. Today was a half Friday of sorts. Some people may view it as. Some people may view it as 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. I am not sure. Whatever the case is, I don't know, man. It's been a little difficult the last couple days, maybe last week or so. My back has been giving me a lot of issues. My lower back specifically is the thing I am talking about. On Tuesday of last week, my back squats went okay until my last rep of that, and then it felt like my back started seizing up. It really impacted the way I lifted the next couple days. I gave up last week. So I, today is, as long as I don't quit like halfway through, which I kind of did. As long as I don't quit, then today is better than last week. And I think for the most part, today was really solid. I'm kind of just building off of what I did on Tuesday and Wednesday, because Monday was a little, like a few steps back. Like, I'm looking at how I lifted on Monday, and in my head, what was happening on Monday just did not happen on Wednesday or today. I'm specifically referring to my inability to lift the weight off of the ground. And you see here, like, I'm able to lift the weight off the ground right now. So that is a big, big, big positive for me. So that's kind of how I felt on Wednesday, that I was like, oh shit, like I can move the weight off of the ground. So that is a big win. I think from where I'm looking at now, I'm trying to get full range of motion. I don't want to say as soon as possible, but get the confidence in the full range of motion whenever I feel like is like appropriate, I guess. So I'm kind of hitting it by a few ways. So I'm doing this complex where I'm doing power snatch plus a hang power snatch plus an overhead squat. And ideally, I get into the overhead squat and it doesn't hurt. So if I can do that confidently, then probably the next step might be doing a like power snatch plus hang power snatch plus hang full snatch, something like that. And then eventually ease my way back into getting the full snatch from the ground. And then that will basically mean that 70% of my recovery is done. And I don't know, I'm pretty close to it. I don't want to push unnecessarily too quickly. So that's kind of how I'm looking at today. Today was a very, very solid set of snatch work. The complex that I hit was pretty difficult at 80. Like, I don't think that 80 is specifically a heavy weight, but for the amount of effort that I was putting into it, like it was challenging for sure. Here is my first set at 80, and I am actually very happy because I didn't know how it was gonna go. I like right there, you see that little smile on my face, like, oh shit, like I can do this. So I don't think the hang snatch is really what was bothering me or giving me any amount of like questions or like anxiety. Oop, hello. Um, the snatch from the ground is the issue that I'm experiencing the most with. So if I can get the snatch from the ground with no pain, then the hang power snatch is actually not very heavy. I feel like I'm probably better at hang power snatches than I am power snatching from the ground. It might not look like it with these reps, but when I'm thinking about how much I've done in the past and how easy they are, then it is that way. Also, one thing you have to think about too when I'm looking at these lifts is that the hang power snatch is occurring immediately after a power snatch from the ground. So it's like I'm doing it on my, I'm doing it on my second rep. And all the energy has been spent on the first rep. Not all of the energy, but a solid chunk. One thing I'm thinking about here for my overhead squats is really like to reach with my shoulders rather than push with my shoulders. I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense, but in my head, it definitely changes the way that I might be looking at how I lift. So that is something that was really on my mind at that point. After the snatches, I moved into the clean version of that complex. So power clean plus hang power clean plus front squat plus power jerk. So we're doing a 4-move complex. And this is where things get the one step backwards. So, I said it a little bit earlier, but like I kind of quit today. I ended up doing my rep, my 1 set at the top. Look at that. That jerk was so quick. That felt good. So I went 60, 80, and then 100 was my goal weight. But I only did 1 set at 100 because my back started like, I don't know, it hurt like a sharp pain. And like, I'm not working tonight, so I'm not super worried about how it's gonna fare for the day, but it does not feel good right now. That's my last warm up here, and then I go up to 100. Oh yeah, I said rip. So that first rep was really good. That was fine. What really hurt me was right here, that, and I'm like, oh Jesus. So that little from the extension, like not even catching it from the top back to my hips, that did not hurt. What it was right after extension. I don't know if it was because I was out of position. I mean, it had to have been because I was out of position, but like I'm not super happy with that right now. Yeah, after that, like I was just like, I was very sad about how today went. Like everything up to that point was fucking amazing. Like my snatches were moving in the right direction. Everything felt good. I feel like I'm making the progress that I want to be making. And then that happens and I'm like, oh shit, here we are. So is it back to square one? I don't think so, but I do. It is humbling for sure that I need to make sure that I am more diligent about where my positions are and all these things. So we'll see what happens in the future. But that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.